Hey guys, what's going on? Frank Rich here from Rebuilt Recovery. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about how to reverse the side effects of your porn addiction and ultimately give you some insight into what this process is going to look like for you as you try to break out of your addiction to pornography and ultimately step into the life that you were created to live. But before we jump into today's videos, guys, let me remind you who we are and what we do here. Welcome to the Rebuild Your Life YouTube channel. My name is Frank Rich, CEO, founder, and head coach at Rebuilt Recovery, and it is our mission to help men break free from the shackles of porn addiction through the power of faith and fitness. Now, we do that in a handful of different ways here. First off, right here on this YouTube channel, we are releasing new videos every single day at this point, Monday through Friday. So if you're new to the channel and haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also turn those post notifications on. And secondly, if you're in the early stages of identifying the problem with pornography and ultimately thinking about building a way out of this addiction, make sure to pick up our free ebook. It's a 7-step guide to living life without porn, where we walk you through how to develop a process and plan to break your addiction, how to put something in place so you have a vision in your life that you're moving towards, and how to execute upon this and hold yourself accountable on a daily basis, because this is the number one important thing to breaking free is accountability and execution of the plan. So we walk you through those 7 steps in that free ebook. So make sure to pick it up below. I'm going to tag it in the first comment, the first pinned comment down there below. But let's get back to the video, guys. How to reverse the side effects and ultimately what you need to do to break out of this addiction. You know, we talk a lot on this channel about the rewiring process and the rebooting of your brain. And what we need to understand is that no matter what side effect we're dealing with, and I'm gonna list a few off here, you know, obviously we have the anxiety, the social anxiety, the depression, the fear, the doubt, the insecurities, the lack of confidence, the objectification of women, the erectile dysfunction, the inability to get an erection, the inability to keep an erection, the inability to actually love somebody in an intimate relationship, the lack of focus. Guys, the list goes on and on and on, and I don't want to make this video about a listing of the symptoms. But what we need to understand is that no matter what the physical symptom is, no matter what the sign of our porn addiction is, everything is linked back to a brain pattern. Okay, there's connections in everything we do on a daily basis. As you're watching this video, as you're taking in the information that I'm saying, your brain is literally working nonstop, developing new connections, building new pathways. It's the same thing for me. As I'm producing this content, in order for me to find the material, I need to link up and find pathways that have been created there before. So what we need to realize is with pornography, it's what is known as a supernatural stimulus. Okay, supernatural stimulus. There's nothing in the real world. There's nothing outside. There's nothing that we were created for to create that type of stimulus. It's supernatural. It's beyond really the capabilities of our brain and the way that they were built and the way that they were developed. So what ends up happening, and this literally happens with the first or second viewership of porn. So literally meaning the first or second time you consume pornography, your brain has to develop new pathways and new connections in order to become, or in order to get to that supernatural stimulus. And over time, that becomes the default mode. That becomes the default mechanism. Okay, so once we understand and we can wrap our heads around understanding that all of these effects are linked back to brain patterns, okay, to neural connections inside of our brain, we can then start to reverse those side effects. And the first step that needs to take place is the removal of pornography and masturbation from your life. Okay, once and for all. So if you're ready to make the change, if you're ready to remove porn from your life, you have to start with literally removing porn from your life. Okay, and on my podcast, The Super in Life, I had the great pleasure of interviewing a neuroscientist that is now working in the porn addiction space. And her terminology was something I'd never heard before, but I really linked onto it, and I really like it because, like I said, we talk a lot about the rewiring process here, and that's where we build new pathways. That's where we create the new connections, where we have new habits, new routines, et cetera, and this is what we teach you in that free ebook. But the first thing that needs to take place is we need to unwire the old pathways. We need to unwire the old connections. As of right now, depending upon how long you've been viewing porn and how long you've been consuming it, you've built in these connections, these pathways, and what our brain wants to do is it wants to make everything happen unconsciously or in a default mode or in a default pattern. So you build these pathways over time to literally you don't even need to think about consuming porn. It's built into, it's hardwired into your chemistry, so much to the fact that it's part of your habits and routines. Remember, 60% of what we do on a daily basis happens unconsciously. Okay, our life is built around the routines and habits that we create for ourselves. So the first thing we need to do with removing and reversing these side effects is we need to take the effort to remove porn from our life. Now, this is going to be difficult because, like we said, you're hardwired right now to view porn. You're hardwired for this supernatural stimulus. So this is going to be the difficult part, guys. I'm not going to tell you that this is going to be easy, because saying no to your temptation, saying no to a connection, saying no to a habit that you've ingrained into your brain pattern is going to be challenging. It's going to be hard, but you need to have accountability. You need to have a system. You need to have a program that you can follow. But if you're going to reverse the side effects, you have to start with unwiring those connections, unwiring the habits that you've created over time. Now, for some of you, this may be enough. Just staying away from porn for 90 days, 100 days, maybe even a year is going to be enough for your brain to get back to homeostasis, to get back to its old patterns, to its old ways. But that's not like the approach we like to take here, guys. We like to be proactive in our measures for unwiring and rewiring. So once you've decided to make a change and you've decided to remove porn from your life, this is where we can help. We can actually help you build habits, routines, daily practices on a consistent basis that serve you to build new connections. Now, what recent studies have shown is that it takes 66 days for our brain to develop a new neural connection. Literally meaning that if you're going to create a new habit, it's no longer 28 days. So it's not just 4 weeks that you need to build a new habit. You need roughly 2 months, just beyond 2 months, 66 days, to create that neural pathway, to create that neural connection. So you got to look at your life. You got to look at where porn is impacting you. Look at your days and look at the times that you're consuming porn on the majority of the basis, and begin to build habits and routines that better serve you to become the man that you wanted to be, that better serve you to become a better lover, that better serve you to become a better community member, to better serve you to maybe build your body. You know, each one of us is going to have individualized goals and individual habits that we're going to want to build. But if we're going to reverse the side effects, we got to start with first removing porn from our life, and then we got to look at building up new habits and new patterns to create those brain map patterns in our brain. Because let's remember, guys, every side effect of pornography is linked back to a neural connection, a neural pathway in our brain that is triggering whatever that feeling is, whatever that emotion, whatever that physical symptom is. So if you want to reverse the side effects of porn, start by removing porn and masturbation from your life. That's got to be step one. Get accountability, get somebody to hold you and support you in this journey. And secondly, if you really want to make this change long term, if you really want to accelerate and speed up this process, join a program, get some tools, get some strategies like what we have here at Rebuilt Recovery. They're going to help you build new habits. They're going to help you create the life that you were designed to live, and have a group of guys walking this fight with you. So that's it, guys. Like I said, if you're curious about what porn can look like for you once you removed it from your life, pick up our free ebook, The 7-Step Guide to Living a Life Without Porn. And if you're curious about taking it even a step further, we are opening up spots to our one-on-one coaching program right now, the Reboot Your Life coaching program, where we walk you through a 16-week process. You get to work one-on-one with me with weekly calls, accountability, growth recovery assignments. There's an entire fitness and nutrition and supplementation part of this as well, because I think one of the biggest things that we can do to break our addiction is to build our bodies up. Okay, so as a strength and fitness coach for over 15 years, I believe heavily in the value of a physical transformation. So all this is included in our Rebuild Your Life coaching program, or Reboot Your Life coaching program. So if you're curious about that, once you pick up the free book, you'll have the option to book a call with myself here. We can kind of talk about what this will look like for you. But that's it, guys. Frank Rich from Rebuilt Recovery, hoping that you really understand that if you're going to reverse the side effects of pornography, it's got to start within the brain, because every side effect, whether it's physical, emotional, et cetera, is linked back to a negative brain pattern built through your addiction to porn. So that's it, guys. Frank Rich from Rebuilt Recovery. I'll see you on the other side.